I don't even know how to describe what we just witnessed in the Argentina camp. Because 1 minute, it felt like the perfect start to their World Cup journey was locked in, and the next, everything changed. Not slightly, not quietly, but in a way that has completely shaken the entire tournament before a single ball has even been kicked. This wasn't supposed to happen. This was supposed to be the moment where all eyes returned to Lionel Messi, the defending champion, stepping onto the biggest stage again. The opening match filled with expectation, emotion, and history. Fans around the world were ready. Argentina were ready. And Messi, he was ready. But then something happened. Something no one saw coming. And trust me, the impact of this goes way deeper than just one match. Because it's now official. Messi is out of Argentina's opening World Cup 2026 game. Let that sink in. For a few hours, there were rumors. Quiet whispers. Confusion inside training sessions. Then suddenly, confirmation. And just like that, what should have been a routine build-up turned into one of the biggest shocks of the entire tournament. Now imagine being inside that dressing room when the news dropped. Players preparing mentally. Coaches finalizing tactics. The excitement building for the opening clash. And then, the call is made. The decision is delivered. Messi won't play. You can almost picture the silence that followed. Because this isn't just any player. This is the heart of Argentina. The leader. The symbol. The man who carried them to glory in the last World Cup. And now, right at the start of their title defense, he's not there. What makes this even more unbelievable is how sudden it feels. There was no major warning. No clear sign in public. Messi trained. Messi smiled. Messi looked sharp. Fans saw videos of him moving freely, interacting with teammates, even laughing during warm-ups. Nothing looked off. And yet, behind the scenes, something was building. Reports started surfacing about a decision. Not an injury announcement. Not a suspension. A decision. That word alone raised eyebrows. Because what kind of decision keeps Messi out of the biggest stage in football? At first, people thought it might be precautionary. Maybe a minor fitness concern. Maybe Argentina just playing it safe. But as more details emerged, it became clear. This wasn't just about caution. This was serious. Sources close to the camp revealed that the coaching staff, led by Lionel Scaloni, had been monitoring Messi closely over the past few days. Not just physically, but overall condition, training intensity, recovery time. Small signals that don't show up in highlight clips but matter deeply inside a World Cup environment. And here's where it gets even more intense. The final decision reportedly came after a closed-door meeting. No cameras, no media, just the coaching staff, medical team, and Messi himself. Think about that moment. A room where one of the greatest players in history sits across from his coach, discussing whether he should step onto the pitch or not, in a World Cup opener. That's not just a tactical call. That's emotional. That's personal. That's history hanging in the balance. And according to what we're hearing, Messi didn't fight the decision. Let that sink in again. He didn't argue. He didn't push. Instead, he reportedly accepted it. Calmly. Quietly. Almost like he understood something the outside world didn't. Now that raises an even bigger question. What exactly is going on? Because when a player like Messi agrees to miss a World Cup match, especially the opening one, there has to be more beneath the surface. Some reports suggest it's about long-term fitness management. At this stage of his career, every minute matters. Every sprint, every turn, every impact carries risk. And Argentina aren't just thinking about one match. They're thinking about the entire tournament. Others believe there may have been a minor physical concern. Not enough to rule him out completely, but enough to make the risk unacceptable. And then there's the third possibility, the one that's dividing fans right now, that this was purely a strategic decision. Yes, you heard that right. A calculated move by the coaching staff to rest Messi in the opening game, to ensure he's fully ready for the matches that matter most. Now that idea has sparked a massive debate. Because on one side, you have fans saying this is smart, that protecting Messi is crucial, that Argentina have enough depth to handle the first match without him. But on the other side, there's frustration. Because this is the World Cup. There are no guarantees. No easy games. And sitting out your best player, especially someone like Messi, feels like a gamble. And here's the twist that makes this even more dramatic. Inside the squad, the reaction hasn't been panic. It's been focus. Players have reportedly stepped up immediately. The tone shifted from shock to responsibility. Because now, this isn't just about defending a title with Messi leading the way. It's about proving they can stand strong even without him. Names like Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, and Ángel Di María suddenly carry even more weight. The attacking structure changes. The rhythm changes. The entire dynamic of the team shifts. And that opening match, it just became 10 times more unpredictable. Because now, the opponent isn't just facing Argentina. They're facing an Argentina with something to prove. An Argentina that knows the world is watching, questioning, doubting. And that's a dangerous place to be. But don't forget, the biggest story is still Messi. Because even though he won't be on the pitch, he'll be there. Watching, observing, feeling every moment. And you have to wonder, what's going through his mind right now? Is this frustration? Is this patience? Or is this part of a bigger plan? Because if there's one thing we've learned about Messi over the years, it's that he understands timing better than anyone. He knows when to slow down, when to strike, when to deliver. And maybe, just maybe, this is about setting up something bigger. Because imagine this scenario. Argentina navigate the opening match without him. The tension builds. The questions grow louder. Can they really do it? Are they still favorites? And then, Messi returns. Fully ready. Fully fit. Stepping onto the pitch not just as a player, but as the answer to every doubt. That's the kind of storyline that defines tournaments. But there's also a risk. Because if Argentina struggle in that first game, if things don't go as planned, the pressure will explode instantly. Questions will turn into criticism. The decision will be analyzed from every angle. And suddenly, what looked like a calculated move could feel like a massive mistake. That's how thin the margins are at this level. And that's why this moment matters so much. Because it's not just about one match. It's about momentum, confidence, identity. Argentina are walking into their World Cup campaign without their biggest symbol on the pitch. And the entire football world is watching to see how they respond. Now here's something that hasn't been talked about enough. What this means for the opponents. Because they've been preparing for Messi. Every tactical plan, every defensive setup, every training drill built around stopping him. And now, he's not there. That changes everything. Do they stick to their plan? Do they adjust? Do they see this as an opportunity or a trap? And that might be the most powerful image of all. Because whether you agree with the decision or not, whether you think it's smart or risky, one thing is undeniable. This just turned Argentina's opening match into one of the most anticipated games of the entire World Cup. Not because Messi is playing, but because he isn't. And now the question shifts to you. Did Argentina make the right call? Or did they just take a risk that could define their entire tournament? Because here's the part no one can ignore. If Argentina win without him, the narrative changes instantly. It becomes a story of depth, of belief, of a squad that isn't dependent on one name. Even if that name is Lionel Messi, confidence inside the camp will skyrocket, and suddenly, Argentina look even more dangerous heading into the next games. But if they don't, if the attack struggles, if chances are missed, if that final touch is lacking, every single moment will point back to this decision. Every fan, every analyst will ask the same question. Why wasn't Messi on the pitch? And that pressure, it builds fast in a World Cup. That's why all eyes are now on that opening whistle. Not just to see how Argentina play, but to see how they respond without their leader. Because this isn't just a match anymore, it's a statement. And no matter what happens, this decision will echo through the rest of the tournament. So now I want to hear from you. Did Argentina get this right, or is this a gamble they'll regret? And if you want more real, fast, and dramatic World Cup stories just like this, make sure you hit subscribe, because FIFA Nation Report is just getting started.